This is the Freddie Mercury solo collection box set released in 2000, putting together all of his solo efforts and recordings. It's a little bit beat up. I got this as soon as it was released in 2000, so this is 25 years old. Lovely picture of Freddie there on the front. It has 10 CDs and 2 DVDs. You got the Mr. Bad Guy album, the re-release of the Barcelona album, the American version of the Freddie Mercury album called The Great Pretender, a selection of instrumentals, and then the singles that were released between 1973 and 1993. On the other side are the other CDs. Now, these two at the bottom, the DVDs, are not the originals that came with this. The originals that came with this had the same color top as the box. One was The Untold Story, and the other one was the selection of solo videos with the photographic exhibition on top. Unfortunately, those discs were scratched over time, as well as almost like a manufacturing error correction that took place and became unplayable. So when the Freddie Mercury Lover of Life Singer of Songs came out, I got the DVD edition, which contained exactly this, almost the same material, except in the terms of The Untold Story, it was actually the director's cut on here with a commentary and higher quality videos of the solo videos, which were pretty much the same what was contained anyway. So I put these in this set, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to play them. But on these CDs you get rarities and interviews, the Mr. Bad Guy sessions, the Barcelona sessions, other rarities covering as far back as the 70s, and then interviews with David Wigg, was a close and trusted friend who got some really great interviews from Freddie. So going through each page, this is a massive book. It's basically what Queen fans want Queen to bring out for each studio album, the anthology set. A brilliant statue there which was erected in Montreux. You can also see it on the exhibition demonstration on your PC. Go through the gallery. Sadly I don't have that DVD anymore, so I can't. There's a Brian May forward here that he did in July of 2000, and then all the contents, which is basically like a breakdown of all of the albums. So you got the Mr. Bad Guy album here with the tracks, information about who did the remastering, which was Peter Mew at Abbey Road, as well as about the actual making of the album itself. And same for Barcelona on this side. All the track listing with the original artwork, and then again this was digitally remastered in the box set by Eddie Schreier at Future Disc Systems in Hollywood. And it's got a digital remaster copyright of 1992, as this was the one that was re-released for the Olympics in 1992 with the same cover art there. So it's not the original release, sadly. They're both digital remasters, not the original release. But you do have all the single releases that came out. I remember picking up that one, or no, it might have been, no, yeah, it was that one, when the re-release happened after he passed. Some beautiful photographs are in here. Great Pretender, again, this is the American edition. So in the UK we got the Freddie Mercury album, which is the next video I'll be covering, the solo version of that. It's fantastic, you know, linear notes here. Whoever did them, really good, digitally remastered by Eddie Schreier. Has a different opening on the Great Pretender, this version does. Doesn't have a couple of tracks that the Freddie Mercury album had either. Going through the singles, which is pretty good. There are some things that haven't been released here. For the first on a CD official is I Can Hear Music and Going Back, his Larry Larex releases, really nice quality, as well as some extended versions which have never been put to CD officially. Obviously get them on the bootleg market, but here we've got them officially. Really nice. There's the album, the single cover there, artwork. Then you got singles going from 1986 to 1993, which includes Barcelona. Yeah, that was a fantastic song. This is it's a big book, and it's really interesting. If you're a fan, you get all the rarities from the Bad Guy sessions. There's one track on here where he's actually got a cold. You can hear him sniffling away as he's singing the song, and I believe Peter Freestone offered a lot of the notes here, as well as Greg Brooks, and Justin Shirley Smith offered up the remastering on the sessions. Really interesting on how certain songs were put together. Same with the Barcelona rarities. It's really interesting to hear all of these. Some really interesting stories. And then these rarities, you hear for the very first time Freddie singing in 1969 from his Ibex band and his Wreckage band Green and Rain. The quality on these tracks isn't the best, but to hear a young Freddie undisciplined with his voice, sort of working through how he would sound, is really interesting regardless. The full concert that I believe Rain falls in is available on bootleg, with songs like Communication Breakdown and a few others, which I also have digitally on the computer. The Man from Manhattan, Eddie Howe's song, he did backing vocals. There's some really nice songs. Hold On with Joe Dare, and the Cross's version of Heaven for Everyone, which he did a vocal on, obviously, in 1988 by the looks of it. Does go through everything. There's also some demos here as well, that have never been published, and I'm sure this is only a small snippet. I'm sure there is more that never made this set at the time. There's David Wigg there, Trusted Friend with John Reed. These interviews go from 1979 all the way up to 1987 and are really interesting, really worth a listen. Now, this is the video collection, so that's what it looked like, the cover art. It just has the solo videos basically, extended version of Great Pretender. All of these videos featured on the Lover of Life Singer Songs DVD here, so I wasn't really losing anything by swapping them out. At least I can still watch them. Should have really just left the discs in though. I don't know what happened to those discs. And then of course the Untold Story. Now this is a edited version of the Untold Story. The one on the, again, Lover of Life Singer Songs that came out is longer and has a commentary, which isn't the commentary that is on this one, I believe. This one has a different commentary, I think, on it. Some really fantastic pictures here of Fred throughout his life. It's really hard to showcase this book because of how big it is. That's what she said. Some frank information in here as well about when he learned about certain statuses, and what I would say is the cutest picture in the world. Baby Freddie, aged 6 months. I mean, that's just Fred all over, isn't it? He won a competition for that. At the age of 6 months, he was already award-winning. Picture of his mother there, Jer, with the holding baby Freddie. Obviously, he's from Zanzibar, which is off the coast of Africa. He grew up in India, went to boarding school. That was his uniform, where people started calling him Fred. His name's Farouk Bolsara in reality. He's a Parsian or Parsi of Zoroastrian religion. So the first Indian rock and roll star that hit global, I would say. Easy to spot Freddie out of the boys with his Cliff Richard haircut. Weirdly enough, that's exactly what I look like as a kid, which is very strange to see that picture. I got a picture of me looking exactly like that. Freaky. During his old hectic days, going into England now, where he was at college as a graphic arts designer. In fact, that shirt, believe it or not, is knitted, and it was one of his favourite shirts at the time. I believe it got sold in auction to a fan. But yeah, I love wearing that. Here he is on the guitar, learning a few chords. Only managed to get out 3. Kind of got bored of it, so never bothered to learn the rest. But to be honest, only needed 3. Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Ogre Battle. Most of his songs up until Night at the Opera were written on the guitar initially. This is the full photo that appears on the album cover of the first album for the Queen. Brian May basically cut Freddie out of this picture to paste him in, altered the colouring, like put a gel over it, and then painted a fake stage here to hide the rest of it here, which is that bit there. And Brian May created the album cover, even though I think Freddie got the credit for it. That's from Wreckage. It looks like he's performing in front of thousands, but believe it or not, he's not. The iconic picture for Bohemian Rhapsody and Queen 2 front cover album. The Marlene Dietrich, are you ready for your close-up, Mrs. DeVille? Taken by Mick Rock. Freddie in Action. Freddie in Seduction. Freddie in Contemplation. The award-winning Freddie. But we already knew that at the age of 6 months. Ivor Novello Award for Killer Queen. The lyrics. Very well tight put together song. Here he is. I think that's the Welsh studio where Bohemian Rhapsody was put together. This is during the Night of the Opera. I think mulling over Brian's work there. Kimonos. Gotta love a kimono. I love wearing kimonos. Don't get a chance to do it though. I have got one. Need to wear it more often. But I'm not Liberace, you see. So walking around in a kimono just isn't the thing in Britain. Live on tour. Always eager, the keen photographer. There is also a picture of Freddie in a plane. I kind of wish that was in here, because it shows the diversity of his fun. He's in a single Cessna engine plane. Looks like he's the pilot. This is a stereo photograph that Brian likes to put together. You need special glasses to view them, and they appear to have depth. Kind of hobby of his. Going back to the live stuff. Fun stuff in South America. That was a rascious time. Here are the pictures, again made in heaven. Favorite shots. And the Snowden imagery that was used at the Greatest Hits album. Probably the single best picture of Freddie ever taken, in my opinion. Mom and Dad with Freddie. And time in Montreux, the Duck House here. With swans, inspiration for A Winter's Tale. This one was taken in 78 or 79. And actually Freddie found it quite boring in 78 and 79. It was too quiet. But then in 1990, early 91 became almost a sanctuary. Got Black Panther Freddie, and you got feathery flora, fauna Freddie. Some more studio shots of Freddie here, used for the Works album. Single stuff which didn't actually quite make it because the lighting's pretty naff on that. Good friend Elton, Sharon. Yeah, it's a shame that nothing ever was officially recorded, singing wise. Good times. Live on tour. I Want to Break Free while doing the hoovering. Some shots for the Mr. Bad Guy album. Rio. And the birthday party. The birthday party at Henderson's, 1985, September. The last full blowout that everyone had. Secretly, don't know if everybody knew this, when they were walking in they were getting filmed, and I think everybody assumed that the cameras were staying outside, but up on a track on the ceiling, as well as a handheld walkthrough, there were cameras all over that place getting filming the whole nights, all the debauchery getting filmed, and it didn't end till like 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. At which time Freddie came back about 4 hours later, so about 10 a.m, and filmed scenes that would end up in the Living on My Own video. A lot more of the party could be seen in the Days of Our Lives and Freddie Mercury documentaries that have come out, but not all of that footage has ever been released, and there is hours of it, and maybe it never will get released for obvious reasons, but a really fun night. This is one of my favorite shots here, used on the Living on My Own single, remixed. Of course, Live Aid, got to throw that in there. This was a day of realization. This was the power of the crowd, you know, Everybody's singing together. Oh wait, the world is watching. Holy moly. I think at this point, and Queen had almost become a little bit too, oh, it's guaranteed, you know. This was like a wake-up call, you know. And out of this came one vision and kind of magic and new energy and motivation at a time when they were really kind of, you know, at the end of an energy, you know. It really refilled the batteries. Live Aid did. But not the best time for the voice. As much as he nailed it, doctors were saying don't do it. On the throat were nodules because of singing, nothing to do with anything else. But it was advised to rest. He went, screw that, kept going on. And he blasted out the best performance of, or what some would say, the best performance of his career. I don't personally think it is the best performance of his career. I think there's a lot more stuff in 79 and even 1990 and 1991 that really outranks that. So listen to The Show Must Go On and Mother Love. Now, this is where I keep the flower. This flower is, or this leaf rather, this very dehydrated leaf is from Freddie's garden. It is from his willow tree that sits in his garden, and I keep it here with what I consider one of the best pictures of Freddie. Energy, in concert. I mean, that's Queen's ass right there. You know, that the pose is just you know, electric, and I love the light shining, the crowd that you can barely see. To be honest, could do with a little highlight down here to see the crowd, but it's a really good picture of Fred, and so I put his leaf there, and it stays in this book. It is literally disintegrating away though. This is the book I press it in. To be honest, I'm not a professional presser. This is again also one of the best shots I think that Freddie has in concert, used on the Live at Wembley album cover. Cheeky. But that is a stellar picture. That would be the movie poster I would choose, not the previous one with Remy. Nebworth saying goodbye, which then holiday in Japan, well earned. Let's buy loads of gear, have a hat birthday party. This one's a bit weird. This should have been put from earlier in the book, because it's when he first tried on the crown. There was a little photo shoot for it. Really nice regal picture, and probably another favorite picture of Freddie, the host of the party here. This one is of the 80s pictures of a non-live concert picture, my favorite. This is really good, and I've got another rarity to show in a future video concerning this picture. Great Pretender, great photograph. Love the suit and the all stars at the bottom. Comfort is the key. That video shoot was hilarious, and of course the shining pride of achievement for Freddie. No matter what he did with Queen, this is what he was most proud of, working with Montserrat and producing the album. And to be honest, I don't think he would have liked the full orchestral version. I think with what Mike Moran did with the synths and with the keyboards completely outdoes the orchestral version. It's a nice variant, alternate way to listen to it, but I think the original is way better. And in all honesty, there was a sound that Mike created on the keyboard with the ding 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 at the beginning, the very high, almost bell-like sounds, and he struggled to recreate that for the orchestral version and couldn't recreate the exact sound. So it goes to show that the original album is the best. It's the best one, guys. Look like a married couple, don't they? A bit of makeup on Fred there, I feel. Well, makeup on both of them, to be honest, but a bit more makeup than usual. And a couple of really nice shots of Fred here. And the cat's cardigan. Waistcoat. And I love the fact that the ring is there. Wedding ring with Jim. Final love of the life. And some hand-drawns and sketches of Fred. He was a very good artist. Very good. Some handwritten lyrics here from the Hilton Hotel here. Need a magnifying glass to investigate all this stuff. And of course, full lyrics to all the songs that feature on here. And that rounds off the album, or the box set. Index of CD tracks with their chart, their timing, and their track on the disc, and that, and obviously all the credits. That rounds off the set. But this is a really must-have set, I'd say, for any Freddie or Queen fan. And you know, there is a Roger Taylor set not available like this. It's about half the size and contains half the items, but it's in the same vein. But there, I think Brian's also might have got one similar, but there's not one for John. And Queen's is, you know, missing a lot because they've only done, you know, Queen one album, Miracle album, News of the World album, and really fans want this for every album, with, you know, stuff on the spine here to state like Queen as well. Like, this is exactly what the anthology set fans want. So let's get a wriggle on, guys, yeah, before people start passing away. Anyway, that's the Freddie Mercury box set solo collection from 2000.